bisag asa kadapi niining kalibutan dili nimo kini malaksi sa imong handurawan.
Ang pagbalik sa Bohol, kanunay mong gikahinaman, aron ikahimaman ang imong kaigsunan. Balik sa Bohol, balik, 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 balik sa Bohol, balik. Sa Bohol, balik, 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 balik sa Bohol, balik. Sa imong kasing-kasing ang Bohol, kanunay gipitik.
How are you guys? Before everything, like, let's just
Cheers!
Yes.
Good
Let's
job!
drink first.
It's been what? 4 days.
4 days. Our last day.
I know!
Oh, Bella, you already make me
Don't
want to feel like
say
I don't want to
that.
go back. Are you guys gonna extend?
I want to, but we have a responsibility.
Love to come back though.
Oo, Bohol. Oh, it's really amazing.
Oh.
Tapos the place pa, super comfy, Bellevue.
I know, and I feel like we only see each other at the Bellevue.
Exactly.
We're also
It's
it's
so
the
individual
first day that we
activities.
spend time together.
Thank goodness for their lobby where we all run into each other.
Early morning call time.
Kaya nga walang mga roomies kasi, well, of course, IATF, we have to follow the rules,
Yeah.
kailangan kanya-kanyang room.
Mm-mm.
So, sepangs to the max.
Super.
Sepang si Kao.
Oo.
Sure ka.
I'm sure you like your privacy
No.
too. Actually, I didn't expect to have my own room. Like, nahiwalay-hiwalay tayo.
Akala ko roommate kami ni Bella.
Yeah, I
I was
thought so
actually
also.
hoping or like thinking about that too.
I remember during the first few nights, parang nakikiusap na ako, doon na lang kayo matulog sa akin because I was scared.
Pero may
You
jacuzzi
are
ka, di ba?
I do have. Sobrang ganda.
Nagamit
Mamaya, di ba
Mamaya.
gagamitin natin?
Invited kami.
Of
Thank
course!
Ang ganda ng rooms, ang laki. First time ko magka-room ng
Yes,
ganyan
me
The
too.
balcony is also, I mean, the view is.
The view.
Kahit anong room siguro.
My family is so jealous.
Bring them here.
I want to. I will.
We've all been so busy lately. Like, we've had 4 good full days. But I feel like I haven't seen you guys. I know that you've been to your own places. You've been doing what you've been doing. You as well, and you too. And I kind of miss you guys.
No, even if we're technically here together.
I know, right? I kind of miss you guys. But I want to know, being someone from Bohol, I want to know what your experience was like, what you've been doing, because I have no idea what you were doing.
Ang hirap.
Where do I begin?
Kasi nga, I don't work out. You know that. I don't do anything physical. I'm not outdoorsy. But they gave me a bunch of physical stuff to shoot. ATV, nag-horseback riding, nag-water cycling, nag-bamboo cycling, ano pa bang ginawa ko
Dami
na
pala.
kayaking.
Dude, I'm so proud of you.
It's a new Billy.
The new Billy, mag-workout na din ako next time. I was super scared to do all those things at first, pero somehow I conquered my fear of like going outside, being exposed to heat and sweat and trigger my eczema, but that didn't stop me. But favorite part ko siguro is yung sa Bohol Crisis Intervention Center, where I met these girls who were victims of gender-based abuse. I related to them. So, favorite ko siya kasi naramdaman ko, I experienced it firsthand, but nasad din ako because at that point, I couldn't do anything. But na-appreciate ko the fact that there's an institution helping them out, and that's all because of Bohol, the government of Bohol, and I really appreciate that. And I love the fact that these girls are super strong because they're so young. The youngest that they have, they're 7 years old.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So, when I was there, they were asking me if I could say some encouraging words, ganyan, but I just couldn't. You know how I am. I'm always funny. I try to be funny. Try to be fun. I'm the hype girl, ganyan. But at that time, I just couldn't say anything. I just broke down. And ang hirap pa because the day just started and I still have a lot to do for the rest of the day.
It started heavy.
Diba?
Started heavy.
So, but parang I took it as an inspiration na lang na at least after ko ma-finish tong buong shoot na to, ng buong araw na to, and then we will put it on tape and then share ko na there are institutions like this and they're genuine victims of gender-based violence and abuse, which I also shared with the universe when I answered my Q&A portion. So I think that's my favorite part during this whole trip.
Wow, very heavy. Kind of wish I could have been there. I think it could have helped us too with more insight because I don't think I've even grasped.
It's not gonna be our last time in Bohol naman.
Yes.
Balik pa
Yes,
tayo.
kasi balik-balik.
The experience of being there, hearing them share their stories, sharing each other's experiences, that would have been
But
a
actually,
different kind.
I wasn't able to have a discussion with them or hindi nila na-share talaga their experiences kasi they are legit cases that are still in court. They're still going to trial. So it's really sensitive.
So how exactly was that shared then? Did they open up?
No,
or-
I met with the head of the institution.
Oh, so she shared
She
other
shared with us
stories.
the struggles of the institution, the struggles of these girls, their backgrounds. No specifics, of course, but I saw them, and I was amazed by how strong these girls are. Kasi with what happened to me, I was already an adult at that time, and I still struggled with moving on and opening up and sharing my trauma with people that are close to me. But these girls are very, very young, pero you can really see their courage. You can really see that they want to move on. They want to have a life after this. So, yeah.
I'm sure that you were able to give them hope.
I hope so.
I'm
That's
sure
for
of
sure.
it. Oo.
Ikaw, ano sa'yo?
Well, me naman. Actually, wala akong ginawa kundi kumain.
Lucky you!
Very happy tummy.
Lami kaayo.
Because food, of course, is a part of culture, right? But of course, actually, there's so much. You're not the first person to have asked me in this trip what my favorite part about being in Bohol was.
Okay.
Because it's such a difficult answer. It's such a difficult question to answer. There's so much about it, especially on the arts and culture side. When we first stepped into Bohol, one of the things I noticed as we were driving here to Bellevue was that the architecture. It's so you can see the Spanish times, the influence, the kind of architecture that there was. You can see the American times influence. You can see the history in it. And then at the same time, you can also see, of course, when you drive by, you sometimes see the kids running around, you see the family. So parang, for me, it was a change from what we usually see in Manila. Right?
It's a change of pace.
Definitely provincial life, which for me, I think is refreshing. For us especially. So, I guess in my overall experience with Bohol, it's been very homey. Like it reminds me of Parañaque in some way also.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because well, just quick trivia, in Parañaque they're also very artistic and very cultural. So being here, it made me feel like I love that it's of importance. So one of my favorite parts about being here was being able to meet the local artists of Bohol. I met dancers, I met painters, I met sculptors, I met writers, directors even, and theater actors also. And being able to talk to them, asking them about how art has changed their lives or how it's been a part of their lives really, really, it inspired me, but at the same time, it made me feel like kind of comfortable is not enough to explain what it felt like. But you know that feeling, it's like warm and cozy when you're among people, you know, that see life in the same way as you do.
Like a hug.
Yeah,
Like a warm
familiar hug, you know,
that's
and
nice.
hearing a lot of their stories, you know, a lot of them were telling me that art is something that they use to help understand themselves. It's something that helped them bring out who they are. Sometimes nahihiya pa sila, they're shy, so they put it out through their paintings or through their movement. And then there's so much art here, especially here in Bohol, I think, that is inspired by Bohol itself, like the heritage of the culture.
Yeah, I have to admit, yes, people love Bohol so much that they really want to incorporate it in their art.
I know, and that's what I love because I think, in my personal opinion, I think we should all do that. I think the whole Philippines should do that if we aren't already doing it.
You will start that movement.
Yes, hopefully. To the universe who is listening right now.
Gusto ko na nung Bohol-inspired na literal na movement. Like the dance and
Oh, I learned the kuradang.
Oh,
It's like that.
Yeah.
I'll show you guys a video later. But it was so nice. It was
But
so
kuradang
nice.
is a love dance, right?
I think so. Well, it's done by a woman and a man, and as you've told me also before, it's usually done by an elder couple. So there's kind of like, and the dancers were telling me that, as for example, as the girl, it's kind of like parang nanliligaw yung lalaki sa'yo.
Yeah.
Na parang you're gonna kind of like tease him a little bit, but then you're gonna ibabawiin
It's
mo.
always enjoyable to look at it, and you see the expressions on their faces. It just adds to the entire experience.
So they invited me to learn it, and they were like, so one of the dancers, she was telling me, so this is your emotion, and I really related to that because that's how we are in ballet also. Like you don't just move your body, you also show your expression. You move when you're sad, it's more soft. When you're happy, it's more like fast and like, as in there's emotion in dance and in art. So being here and seeing how important arts and culture is, not just as entertainment or not just as a performance, I can see that it's also being used as a tool, which is how it should be, a tool for helping each other, for helping ourselves, especially during the pandemic, for even being aware of social issues, and even speaking up and making our voices be heard. So I love that that's what the Boholanos are doing. It super, super inspired me.
I wish I could have been with all of you. Oh my God. Okay, this is a sign we all need to come back here and like spend more time together, maybe.
Yes.
Okay. I haven't seen you in a while also.
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
It's been a crazy 4 days, and time was running really fast. And I can't believe that this is our last night here.
I know.
So
For now.
for now.
no one mentioned that. Wala magsabi na last day na.
Walang iiyak.
Pero first of all, Pao, I just want to say thank you for bringing us here.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful paradise. Bohol is a beautiful paradise. You guys have the best beaches. Not just in the Philippines, but in the whole world. I must say, it was breathtaking. I've been to several resorts during my second day. And you know what? During your Beyond the Coastline video, I was really amazed with the place. So, yeah. So, parang nakapunta din ako doon and I had my swimmer shoe. So, it was actually challenging because of the heat of the sun and because of pandemic na nasa bahay lang tayo. So, ngayon, yeah, I do have. And I love it. That was the goal, to get it done. Aside from that, I also met the Ate tribe here in Bohol. The thing is, they also speak the same language with me, like the Hiligaynon, because they came from the island of Panay. So I was able to converse with them. So one of their problems is that they don't own any property
Here.
Yes, because they lack knowledge about the legalities of having their lands title. So what they do, magsistay sila sa isang property.
All of
And
them?
yes, parang tribe talaga sila. I think yung isang tribe nasa 32 sila. And pag papaalisin na sila, they would jump to another area. So palipat-lipat talaga sila. And actually naiiyak ako because did you know na because of the pandemic, yung dating kinakabuhay nila is that tourism. Parang they serve and wala talaga silang fixed na income, but they receive tip from the guests and they would divide that equally.
So wala silang salary.
Wala. At all. Walang fix. So it was really hard. You can really see in their eyes that despite yung problem nila, they are trying to be one. Kasi I've talked to the tribe leader. Ang sakit sa puso because sinasabi niya during the pandemic yung kinakain na lang nila yung crops na tinanim nila every day. Mahirap because you can see in their eyes that they need food, they need shelter, they need help. Instead of being hopeless and helpless, I met some individuals who really tried their best to finish their studies. I actually interviewed, if I'm not mistaken, her name is Annalyn. And she was about to graduate as a teacher. She's gonna be the first graduate sana sa tribe nila. But because of this pandemic, hindi niya talaga kinaya because she doesn't have a laptop. And dahil tumigil siya, natanggal na din siya sa scholarship. And did you know that si Annalyn, she's 35 years old with 3 kids. But her heart to be a teacher, to go back to the community and to uplift the young ate, nandun kita mo talaga sa eyes niya yung spark. And lalo akong na-inspire. You know, kasi sinasabi niya sa akin na ayaw nilang humingi lang ng tulong sa gobyerno. They want to have an equal treatment. They want to have an equal opportunity. Kaya gusto nila maging educated. So now, kahit nag-stop siya sa studies, yung ginagawa niya, yung mga young individuals daw, pumupunta sa bahay nila at tinuturuan niya how to read, how to write. And it's such a beautiful story.
Out of your own effort lang yan? Or own initiative lang?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, sobrang sarap sa feeling
That's
na.
when you know talaga na parang the teacher is really passionate.
Yes.
It's
really
a
wanna
calling. It's a calling.
Yeah.
If you don't have the patience, if you don't have the love for these young individuals, you will lose yourself in the process. So it takes courage and passion to be a teacher.
You have that.
Yeah. Obviously.
Never been in your class.
Actually, na-miss ko na nga tawagin na Ma'am Rabia.
I'm gonna call you that.
Parang kapag tinanong ka niya
Hindi.
questions, parang,
Feeling ko, Billy, mas nakakatakot ka maging teacher. Feeling ko iiyak ako sa'yo.
Don't underestimate me, Billy.
So, but how about you?
Yeah,
Yes.
Pao. I wanna know also.
you've been here all your life.
Yeah.
Well, that's not technically true. Yeah, I left when I was 2 and I came back when I was 12. But in those 10 years, I did come back to Bohol every summer. So it kind of feels like it was a second home. And now it's just really my home. My only home. My home, yeah. And I think you would have been mad at me if you had joined me on my activities because they were physically super intense also.
Bakit?
You just said that you're not the kind of person.
Yun yung sabi nila. Mabuti na lang daw sa inyo binigay yung mga active activities kasi kung sa amin, hindi namin kakayanin.
With you, you work out. I know that. With you, you work out. I know that too. You already said that to myself. I don't work out, and yet you still have that body. Anyway.
And I feel like people,
Anyway.
sorry. I feel like people always misconstrue me as somebody who doesn't do physical activities. I'm a ballerina, but I love sports too.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there.
You work out. I know that you put in effort.
That the short hair, sporty, ganun.
Inassume na nila.
So yeah, one of the things I've done in Bohol, actually the last few days, I've been doing things and seeing places that I've never been to yet. Kind of pains me to say that I haven't been to those places yet, knowing that I'm from Bohol, but I'm still so happy that I get to do this, especially in the time of friggin' Corona. Yeah, of course, always face masks and stuff like that, and that makes it harder because it's so physically intense. I'm like, but yeah, one of the places I went to, you should ask Mom Ses also about this, is Lamanuk Island in Anda. So it's actually more of like a spiritual island where shamans used to go to gain more power. So there's this tour guide, si Kuya Fortunato. And he knows so many stories about the island, he knows about the history, and the way he speaks, like with you and the teacher from the Ati tribe, you see the passion and the spark in his eyes. He wasn't tired at all. And we were there really early. He even rode me in the boat. Like, I'm such a big girl. I'm such a big person. He rode me in the boat from the boardwalk in Anda to Lamanuk Island. And then he did the entire tour there. And then it was like, in the end of it, he was rowing back na and he was getting tired. Because tahimik na siya. He was quiet on the way back. So I looked back. I was like, Kuya Forting, okay ka ba dyan? I was like, oo ma'am, okay ako. Like, are you tired? Higupuy na ka? Like, a little bit. We're like, Kuya, ako na lang mag-row. So I rode him back na lang all the way from Lamanuk Island to the boardwalk. But, grabe, like, you see ancient abstract cave paintings there. That's a bit the scary part because they were abstract, so they were painted or believed to be painted using fingers of those ancient, of the people from that ancient civilization. So you really see the strokes of their fingers. So that's kind of scary. That was a bit scary. And then there was a very old coffin there as well. And then they made a little barrier with stones. And Kuya Forting said you're not supposed to go beyond that barrier because the spiritual activity is very intense beyond that barrier. And then the coffin was right beyond that barrier. And at some point he was like, you can go near the coffin. Like, no, I'm joking. Like, you can even go in the coffin. Like, no, Kuya. Like, no,
Not interested in spiritual activity,
yes,
thanks.
but it was a very far hike, and then there were caves also, and there were bats, and people do still go to that island to make offerings. And it's called Lamanuk Island because the most common offering is a live chicken. But then every 5 years it has to be a bigger offering. So it's something other than a chicken, something bigger. But I don't want to go into that because, animals.
Big.
As long as it's not a goat.
Oh, God!
Your kanding.
My kandings. Anyway, so yeah, that was the first
Pero
day.
Pao,
Yeah.
sure ka ba wala kang dinala?
Same question. But anyway, weird things have been happening in my room in Manila, so I think I brought whatever thing that was there in Manila here. And then I left it in Lamanuk.
Okay, that's good.
Perish.
Yeah,
but
guys, samahan niyo ako mamaya.
I'm scared. Oh yeah, and Kuya Forting almost offered Ma'am Ses.
Almost.
It was just a joke because he's such a joker also. He's such a joker, and we believe that if we would have offered Ma'am Ses, COVID would have ended. Yeah, but that was just our inside joke. I'm so sorry for Ma'am Ses. Maybe she's traumatized.
It's just a joke.
Yeah, it's just a joke. We're just kidding, but I still bully her with it. Because I love her reaction.
Sige, feeling ko from now on yun yung magiging bully natin. Sige ka, alay ka namin sa Bohol. Sige ka.
Yeah. And on the second day, as you can also see from the tan lines, we went scuba diving.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I kind of wish that we could have done that experience together so you could see more of Bohol but underwater.
Yeah.
Because it's a different feel. But
Yeah,
At least
you
we did-
saw us when we were doing snorkeling.
Yeah.
And I don't think that happened.
but at least we had the snorkeling experience together
True.
earlier.
At first, I was panicking. I don't know how to swim.
Yeah, we saw.
So,
Yeah, we saw it.
sorry.
Breathe also. You can breathe also. Relax, close. Tingin sa ilalim. Tingin sa ilalim.
So, really, tuwang-tuwa ako. Kasi si Billy sinasabi,
Kwento muna.
Sabi niya, do not panic, breathe. Breathe na. Because I was scared. Like when I look down, I panic kasi ang lalim na. Then you guys are like saying na, hindi magpa-float ganyan. Tapos yung floater ko parang gumagano. I have no control. But I was able to to conquer that fear. Diba? During the last few minutes, I was doing it on my own na like,
Parang out of the four of us in scuba diving, siya yung pinakapagod. Pero siya hindi gumalaw. Kasi in place lang siya. Yung arms niya straight na ganyan. Tapos yung paa niya, it would paddle like this. In place. So wala
really,
siya
I was
napupunta.
trying. I was doing my best. And I thought I was going to places. So ganun ko, dito pa rin.
Tapos parang kami ni Bella, we were trying to pull her. Okay, sige, hawak ka na lang sa akin. And then magsiswim kami ganyan. Tapos maya-maya, magpapanik na naman siya. So ahon na naman siya.
It was scary naman, guys. Please do understand where I'm coming from. That was my first time. But it was beautiful.
To swim in the ocean? Or to snorkel? Or what do you mean? First time?
Snorkel.
Us to snorkel.
I don't know how
Okay.
to swim.
Yeah, but like to be in the
To
ocean.
be in the ocean.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No, wait. First
Yeah.
time to be in the ocean?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
let's
can
try
relate.
it. Oh, really? It was your first time too?
It was my first time snorkeling.
Okay.
I've been in the ocean, but I haven't seen it, you know, like underneath. Because same, I'm also kind of afraid of the ocean because, you know, when you think deep ocean, you think big, scary animals. Yeah, so I was also afraid at first. Like, you remember, like, I looked down and I was like, oh my god, ang lalim. Oh my god, then I swam towards the coral.
So, nung sinabi niya doon, yung parang drop.
drop-off.
Oo.
Yeah,
So,
the
parang pag
trench
malapit
is
na sa drop or dun sa trench, ayaw na niya. I-invite ko siya, tara dito tayo, mayroon pa dito, may mga fishes, ganyan, sinanimo dito, ganyan. Oh, lalim, no?
But eventually, I appreciated it. And like, I went with
Yay.
Lily to the scary
At
parts.
least it wasn't a traumatic experience for you guys. No,
It
I'm happy
actually
that you
had
guys are
fun.
telling this
I think,
with smiles on your faces.
I don't know, I think it changed our perspective in a good way, no? Yeah.
That's true.
Hindi na natin siya kailangan pilitin na mag-snorkeling. Alam niya
Yeah.
na hindi siya marunong lumangoy. Alam natin lahat hindi siya marunong lumangoy. So, hindi natin siya pinipilit. Pero siya talaga,
Yeah.
sasama ako, magsa-snorkeling ako.
Okay, that's
ganyan.
good. That's a good attitude.
Tsaka kahit nag-panic na siya, she's still trying. So it's like,
Ito pa, di ba
Good
nag-dive
job.
ka? After mo mag-dive, di ba doon kami sa harap ng boat?
Yeah.
Sabi niya, wala na siyang life vest, di ba? Nakapo siyang ganyan. Dili, parang ang sarap tumalon. Parang gusto kong tumalon. Parang tinatawag ako ng dagat.
What? Dude,
Hindi ko Wala ka, girl.
Tapos tinanong ko sa kanila, tingin niyo ba mamamatay ako kung tumalon ako, magpa-float ako? Sabi nila, mamamatay ka.
But I'm sure you won't do that on your own. Maybe next time, it's okay. That just means, again, we'll come back here next time. We'll get you swimming lessons.
Yay!
So you can fully appreciate more of the world and more of the universe.
By the way, thank you for using the Antiquera weave bag.
Yeah! Thank you for
I love
Thank
it.
you. Souvenir from my own place.
Yeah, I know, right?
Thank you.
and it fit all of my outfits really
I know,
well.
because I chose it.
It was so nice, like bringing it around Bohol. I felt like I am appreciating your culture and art. You know, it felt good. It felt good to kind of represent that even with just a small fashion accessory. It makes a big change.
I tried making one, pero coaster lang yung nagawa ko. Hindi ko
Hindi mo
kaya.
dala?
I'll take it.
Andun sa kwarto. Tapos, nung kinuha ko kasi siya, inisip ko bagay pag nag-Filipiniana casual si Rabia, ganyan,
Aww.
exposure, something.
That's true.
Thanks, Bills.
Of course. Cheers.
Oh,
Cheers!
Pero girls, I just wanna say thank you so much. This is like, I don't wanna cry.
We're all gonna cry.
Dude, walang picture dito. Ano ba?
I just wanna say thank you so much because I get to know you guys even better. Especially to Bella. I spend like a lot of activities with Bella. I don't wanna be a crybaby, pero thank you talaga. Like, especially na-appreciate ko talaga si Billy kanina. Kasi she was saying, do not panic, breathe.
High pitch ka na naman, parang bagyo.
I'm sorry. Pero thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Papa.
Oh, thank you for being here.
For bringing us here. It was a great experience, you know, with all the visuals of the place. But it's best experience because you're with genuine people.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I mean, you have to extend your thanks, not just to me. I'm like, you're just like personal tour guide and stuff like that. But there's a whole team
Right.
that
Yeah.
took care
Behind
of bringing
us.
you guys
Yeah.
here.
So thank you to
So,
them. to everybody.
18 video and photo.
Oh!
Our 18 sila members. Tapos, of course, sila Father
I mean,
Val.
syempre, hiwalay because we were all separate.
In our bubbles.
Yeah, in our bubbles.
We have our bubble, but we had our own bubbles also.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, of course, sila
Father Val.
Sila Gov.
My Mama Liza.
Everybody
I'm-
for bringing us.
I'm so happy that we were able to have this project together. And I'm so proud that the first part is in Bohol. Like, so freaking proud of this.
Sana sa susunod, Cavite. Isa-isahin natin!
Baka naman.
Very
So,
hard.
kailan tayo sa Iloilo?
Yes.
Sana, mag-over tayo dun Pakainin ko kayo, batchoy.
Okay, go. But before that, I'm sure Paranaque because that's the nearest.
Oo, malapit pa rin niya.
Oo nga. I have to talk to my connections with tourism. Yeah, I gotta make some calls
Or
first.
we can just do a road trip. Ikaw mag-drive.
Okay, so, from Paranaque, susunduin ko kayo. Babalik tayong Paranaque.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Belle. I'm excited to see the outcome of this project, hoping that even in the time of Corona, we can inspire people to, still be inclined to arts and culture and to use that to channel their selves, to self-discover, of course, gender equality, and all the dude. The people here also love you. I mean, you're so impactful wherever you go.
It's like-
and you were able to shine an amazing light.
It's like you're Miss Bohol too.
Diba? Wherever she goes. I don't know.
Right?
Wherever
Hello po,
she
Tito
goes.
Ameling.
And you know what, guys? Ito yung gusto ko kay Billy kasi...
Province ko?
I learned a lot from what you stand for. Like, ang dami ko pa din pala hindi alam sa LGBTQ community. And yesterday, during the press con,
Yeah.
when you were talking, I was listening.
True.
And you are a strong speaker kasi you come from a place of experience. It's not just pure knowledge. You speak from the heart. And
You're gonna
Are you-
make her,
are
you're
you
gonna make
crying?
her cry.
I'm cringing. Hindi, but you know what? Pinag-usapan namin ni Bella nga na grabe ka.
Yung influence mo.
Marami kami natututunan
Dude,
sa'yo.
top 5 tayo for a reason. Feeling ko, yun talaga yung common strength natin. It's our ability to speak and our ability to make people listen to us without actually exerting that much effort. And we all have our strategies in doing that, but in some weird way, it just works all together. Kaya during the press con, it's just mind-blowing how we just nailed it.
Yes! Exactly. And I'm still proud of us. I'm still proud of
Oh
us.
my
Like that, I'm
gosh.
sure that this can be said. Wait, the pizza.
Yeah, the pizza's good. Actually, the food here in Bellevue is amazing. First time ko nakatikim ng pasta na ube yung sauce. Sa Cavite
Kami
kasi,
din.
ube is a dessert. Pero
Yes.
here in Bohol, it's everything.
It can be everything.
It's a
They've been
drink, it's savory.
experimenting.
Tapos parang ilang beses na highlight here sa Bellevue yung food na ube based. Tapos,
Ube inspired.
Girls, oh my gosh. Speaking of that, the other night, I was in Modala, the hotel, the resort.
Yeah.
I had the dinner completely made of ube. And apparently it's ubi. As in UBI. And not ube. Yeah, I had an entire course, as in from appetizer to dessert. All ube. It was a new experience because I did not expect that would happen. As in I had not gnocchi, the pasta made out of ube. I had soup. I had ube soup, right? It was mind blowing.
Right?
So,
I was actually shocked when I saw the ube soup when they served it. I was thinking of pumpkin soup because this is but like it's purple. Like first time ube soup, like
Right?
cool. Like I'm so happy that they get to incorporate it in different
I
dishes.
know. And apparently they even have an ube cook-off here.
Yeah, during our ube festival.
Yeah, there. So Modala won it. I think they won 2 dishes, like the main course and the dessert or something like that. I don't completely remember, but all I remember was that it was so good.
It
It
was
blew
so
my
good.
mind.
Mitty also has homemade ube pasta. The pasta itself is made from ube.
oh yeah, because ube is still a starch, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
so
We
it's
tried
starch.
that, remember? Yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
In
But going back
Blue
to
water.
ube and ubi, ube, UBE, actually stands for Ultimate Bohol Experience.
Oh.
So they did that on purpose.
Oh.
Just bit of trivia sharing.
But
that?
si Tita Liza, yung parang focal person ko here in Bohol.
She's everyone's vocal person here in Bohol. We love her.
But she's always with me.
Kung ano yung gusto kong kainin, she will make sure na meron. So parang we went to Gerardo's and ang specialty nila is of course Filipino food, home-cooked meals, and a bunch of Bohol's native food and chicken, ganyan. And then they have this kamyas drink, kamyas shake. And then you call it iba. So, kamyas, iba, ganyan. I told them na iba is like one of my favorite snacks when I was young, ganyan. It's aslom, but I don't know, for some reason I just love it. And then what they did? They picked a bunch of iba and then put it in a bowl and then I had it for dessert. And then they were watching me while I eat it. And then while they're watching me, their faces were like, aslom na mukha. Well, yeah, I really enjoyed it. So I appreciate Tita Liza so much. I'm super jealous that she's here in Bohol and not with me in Manila.
Sorry. I'm so grateful for everyone's teams though. I mean, I'm so happy that people from Manila were able to also come here, work on this project, but still incorporate the people from Bohol and make them part of it. Like, our teams have been amazing, right?
They are.
Yeah, and I think our output will be really good because they're so talented. All our teams. So
And competitive. Because mine's called Team Billy.
mine's Team Bella. We're the best,
Let's
guys.
go Team Rabia. Good Sir Mark and Sir Keith.
Team Bella, Team Rabia, laging late.
Oh, and Arvin.
Also,
I just
Christian.
wanna like give a special thanks to Mami Mikey.
Of course.
Yeah.
For helping
She was the one
coordinate
who
this.
made my swimmer during my shoot.
Okay.
I'm wearing her.
Oh, I was wearing her.
Yeah, and she helps us out with everything.
That's
It's
true.
the heart of her whole trip.
Yes.
This would not be possible
Without Mama
That's
Mikey.
true. She
And-
helps me coordinate.
And our handlers, same
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Sir Minal,
Yes.
who was really big during this journey.
From obsessed. It's okay. It's funny.
And
Our designated social distancer.
yeah.
Social distancing po. Po. Layo-layo po. Okay, last na po. Okay.
And of course, Father Val.
Of
Yes.
course, Father Val. But I also want to inject, I don't know if you've experienced a trip with him, Sir Boy yet?
Not
The
so
tour guide,
much.
yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah, a while ago.
I super appreciate him because we had a very long day yesterday and we were at Mithi having our last dinner and the other team was gonna go home, the van, and then the other van would bring me and me and Diane back here. That Sir Boy was super tired and I told him, sir, you can go with the other van because it's going to Tagbilaran City. You can go home, you can go rest. He's like, no pa, no. I picked you up at the Bellevue Resort. I'll bring you back to the Bellevue Resort. So I'm like,
And the our van drivers were
Yeah.
driving us everywhere kahit late na. From
Early
early morning
morning,
call times
Jud.
to
Early
late
morning,
night.
Jud, ang challenge.
And of course, Miss Diane and Marty.
Yes.
Oo. Pero also super thank you again to Father Val because I've been working with him for the past few months and I see how dedicated he is and he's made me cry on several occasions during our outreach programs. And I'm just so grateful that everything here was able to take place. And I hope that it will inspire so many people and give hope to so many people.
Speaking of
Laon.
hope, yeah.
Laon to so many people, not just in Bohol, but all over the Philippines.
Yes. This is our way of sharing our insights, of sharing our talents, and helping other people do the same. For them to get out of their COVID shell and see that all of these things are possible.
Yeah.
This is us trying to or helping their pohons come true. You guys remember that word?
Yes.
Okay, add it to your vocabulary.
I have a lot of Bisaya words now in my vocabulary.
Example.
Okay. So, aside from daghang salamat, there's also salamat kaadyo.
Yeah. Oh, you said it right.
Yes, because
She said it
kaadyo
right.
apparently is the traditional way of saying it.
Yep.
And now it's kind of like kaayo, right?
Yeah.
So you can say busog kaayo or
Yes.
lami kaayo, which means very good, very
Yes.
tasty, right? And laom, another
Very
word
sarap.
that I learned is dasid, which means inspire, inspiration. I also learned dayag, which means express. And of course, that really stuck to me because it's related to arts and culture and it's a part of their Laom program. So that's really more on the arts and culture side, and I love that you guys are so, you guys meaning Boholanos, right? I love that you guys are so big on your culture that even your programs, your artworks, your everything, it's all in your language, in your native dialect. And I love that. It's so inspiring. I wish I had a dialect in Parañaque, but we don't. So I'll try to learn different dialects as we go along, hopefully to other
great.
provinces, right?
That's so nice, Bella. Thank you. I mean, it makes me feel happy and proud to hear someone
Don't
outside
cry
of Bohol
again.
say that. No. I'm all cried out. Sorry. Anyway, but no, thank you. Thank you guys for being here, for your time, for sharing your talents. And yeah, let's just cheers to
And
that.
cheers to that!
Cheers to Bohol!
Bohol!
Balik sa Bohol.
Balik sa Bohol, balik!
Balik, balik.
Balik sa Bohol, balik!
Pwede doon na lang ako sa sound effects. Nagagano na lang ako.
Wait, this is a lot of food.
yeah.
Let's share this with the production team.
Yeah, but before we go, let's mask up.
Oh yeah, right. Let's ask them to come here.
Yeah, actually.
Halika na! Kain na tayo po.
Kaunta! Team Bella!
I'm gonna get one.
Balik sa Bohol, balik.
I have some.
Kasi mabigat to.
Mama Mikey!
So good.
So good.
Balik sa Bohol.
Balik sa Bohol, balik.
Balik, balik. Balik sa Bohol, balik. Balik sa Bohol, balik. Balik, balik. Balik sa Bohol, balik. Balik
Sa imong kasing-kasing ang Bohol kanunay gipitik.
sa imong kasing-kasing ang Bohol kanunay gipitik. Sa imong kasing-kasing ang Bohol kanunay gipitik. Balik sa
I'm gonna bring this one!
So, have you tried the French fries? Yes. You like the French fries? So, how was your experience filming Miss Universe? Ikaw, ano mo? Yun.
We went to Lamanuk Island. It was so mystic.
Oh my God! That's nice, huh? Yeah.
And we had to offer chickens, you know.
Right.
And it has to be live chicken.
Love chicken.
Okay, guys, let's cheers!